Hello everyone. In my previous video, we have discussed the basic concept of heat transfer and we have discussed the three different mode of heat transfer that can occur in nature, that is conduction, convection and radiation. In this video, we are going to discuss the conduction in a detail. So let's start with the Fourier law again. Fourier law states that heat flow normal to the surface of a constant temperature, which is also known as isothermal surface, is expressed as heat flux equal to minus K del T by del X, where K is known as thermal conductivity. And we have discussed about the thermal conductivity in my previous video. And here T is the temperature. Now let's discuss the Fourier law in three-dimensional coordinate system. In three-dimensional coordinate system, we can write our heat flux as Q dot equal to minus K delta T, where K is again thermal conductivity and T is temperature. This symbol is known as del operator, which is expressed as or given as del y del x I cap plus del y del y j cap plus del y del z k cap. If I put this form of del operator in this equation, then I will get q dot double dash equal to minus k del y del x I cap plus del y j cap plus del y del z k cap into T, which can be rearranged at minus k del T by del x I cap del T by del y j cap del T by del z k cap. In this form, T is a scalar quantity. Our heat flux is a vector quantity. We can also write it as minus K del T by del x I cap minus K del T by del y j cap minus K del T by del z k cap, where again we can write this expression as heat flux in x direction, heat flux in y direction, heat flux in z direction. So we can write heat flux equal to heat flux in x direction, heat flux in y direction, heat flux in z direction. So we can say that if we have an isothermal surface means that have a constant temperature, suppose T, heat flux is always normal to its surface, which can be expressed as heat flux in x direction, heat flux in y direction. Suppose this is my x direction, this is my y direction. So total heat flux that is normal to the surface can be written in the form of heat flux in x and heat flux in y, if z component of the heat transfer is negligible. Now let's discuss about the heat diffusion equation. The major objective in the conduction analysis is to determine the temperature field in a medium. We can determine the temperature distribution in the solid by applying energy conservation to the differential control volume as shown here. Here we have a control volume of dimension delta x, delta y and delta z, and we have a heat flux qx from one of its side in the x direction and leaving as a qx plus dx on the other side. Similarly, on the y face, we have a heat flux in y direction and heat leaving in the y direction as qy plus delta y, and similarly in the z direction. Now let's apply the energy conservation equation to this control volume. Energy conservation equation, that is energy in minus energy out plus energy generation equal to the change in energy of the system, where control volume is our system. And T denotes the time. From the control volume, we can see that energy in are qx plus qy plus qz, where the energy leaving from the control volume are qx plus dx minus qy plus dy minus qz plus dz plus energy generation equal to del E by del T of the system. Now, from the Taylor series, we can write qx plus dx as qx plus del qx by del x into delta x, qy plus dy as qy plus del qy by del y into delta y, qz plus dz equal to qz plus del qz by del z into delta z. If we substitute this in our equation, we will get qx plus qy plus qz equal to minus qx plus del qx by del x into delta x minus qy plus del qy by del y into delta y minus qz plus del qz by del z into delta z plus energy generation equal to del E by del T system. On rearranging, qx equal to qx plus qy plus qz minus qx minus del qx by del x into delta x minus qy minus del qy by del y into delta y minus qz minus del qz by del z into delta z plus energy generation equal to del E by del T of system, where I have mentioned my system is control volume. Now from here we can see qx cancel, qy cancel, qz cancel. So we are left with minus del qx by del x into delta x minus del qy by del y into delta y minus del qz by del z into delta z plus energy generation equal to del E by del T of system. Now from Fourier law, we can write Qx, that is a heat transfer in x direction, as minus Kx area, that is delta y into delta z, del T by del x, heat in y direction as minus K y area delta x into delta z into del T by del y, heat transfer in z direction as minus kz delta x delta y del T by del z. Now substitute this value in our equation. By substituting this value in our equation, we will get minus del T by del x equal to minus kx delta y delta x del T by del x into delta x minus del y minus ky delta x delta z del T by del z into delta y minus del y del z minus kz delta x delta y del T by del z into delta z plus energy generation equal to change in the energy of system. On rearranging, we can again write as delta x delta y delta z, this will be delta z, equal to del y del x thermal conductivity in x direction del T by del x, where this term can be written as ky delta x delta z delta y del y ky del T by del y. Here it will be del y. Plus del y del z delta x delta y delta z del y del z thermal conductivity in z direction del T by del z into delta z that we have already written, plus energy generation equal to change in energy of system. Now on rearrangement, we can write this term as the volume of the control volume. So we can write as volume of the control volume del by del x, thermal conductivity in x, temperature gradient in x direction, plus volume del by del y, thermal conductivity in y direction, gradient of temperature in y direction, plus control volume del by del z, thermal conductivity in z direction, temperature gradient in z direction, plus energy generation equal to change in energy of system. Now we can write our energy generation as Q dot into dV, where Q dot is known as volumetric heat generation. It is known as volumetric heat generation, and we can write del E by del T of system as del by del T, density of the solid material, volume of the solid material, specific heat of the solid material, and temperature. Again, we can rearrange it as density, which is constant for the solid, control volume, specific heat, that is also constant in our case, del T by del T, T. Now substituting these two values in our equation, we will get dV equal to del by del x, thermal conductivity in x direction, del T by del x, plus control volume del by del y, thermal conductivity in y direction, del T by del y, plus control volume del by del z, thermal conductivity in the z direction, temperature gradient in z direction, and we can write our energy generation term as Q dot dV, and our another term as rho dV specific heat dt by dτ, that is the time. Now we can see our volume will cancel from all the term, and we are left with del y del x equal to kx del T by del x plus del y del y, thermal conductivity in y direction, temperature gradient in y direction, plus del y del z, thermal conductivity in z direction, del T by del z, that is temperature gradient in z direction, volumetric heat generation equal to density specific heat del T by del τ, or time. So this is our volumetric heat generation, volumetric heat generation. So this is our heat diffusion equation that we are looking for. Let's simplify this equation more further by taking some assumptions. A material is isotropic and homogeneous, that is thermal conductivity in x direction equal to thermal conductivity in y direction equal to thermal conductivity in z direction equal to K. So our equation will modify to thermal conductivity del square T by del X square plus K del square T by del Y square plus K del square T by del Z square plus volumetric heat generation density specific heat del T by del tau, because here K, Kx, Ky, Kz are constant, because here our K, Ky, Kz are constant and equal to K, so this all will come as a common. So we can again rewrite as K equal to del square T by del X square, del square T by del Y square, del square T by del Z square plus volumetric heat generation rho C del T by del tau. We can again rearrange that del T by del X square plus del square T by del Y square del square T by del Z square equal to Q dot K rho C divided by K del T by del tau, and this number is known as 1 by alpha, where alpha is known as thermal diffusivity. So we can rewrite our equation as del square T by del X square del square T by del Y square del square T by del Z square plus Q dot by K equal to 1 by alpha, that is thermal diffusivity, by del T by del tau. So this is the governing equation in case of isotropic and homogeneous material. Assumption B. Let's consider our system to be in steady state for isotropic and homogeneous material. Here steady state mean any gradient of scalar quantity with respect to time is 0. This means we can rewrite our equation as del square T by del X square plus del square T by del Y square plus del square T by del Z square plus Q dot by K. That's mean our del T by del time is 0. So our equation reduces to this form. If we assume there is no volumetric heat generation, then our equation reduces to del square T by del X square del square T by del Y square plus del square T by del Z square equal to 0. We can also write this in a del operator as del square T equal to 0, where del square operator equal to del square by del X I cap plus del square by del Y j cap plus del square by del Z k cap.